Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's Mike here at Game From Scratch with news from the world of 3D. Maxon, the makers of Cinema4D, have just been acquired by Adobe. Actually, I'm kidding. Adobe did not just eat another company. In fact, Maxon, yes, the makers of Cinema4D, are merging with another company, and that company is Red Giant. Now, if you're sitting there going, who the heck are these people? Yeah, I can understand it, especially if you are from North America. Now, Maxon is probably the best known. They've been around for quite a while, whereas Red Giant is more in the VFX industry, so if you do not work in that world, you've probably never heard of them. What this is basically going to do is take two VFX companies that work in different segments and push them together as one company that is going to offer a much wider suite of software. It's also going to make it harder for someone like Adobe to come along and buy them because they are a bigger fish to swallow. So first off, we're going to briefly talk about each of their products. The big one from Maxon, obviously, is Cinema4D. Cinema4D is a peer to the likes of Maya or Max or Blender. It is a full suite 3D package. It's about $2,000 to purchase, so it's definitely not a cheap package, but it does most of what you would expect. We're on their games page. As you can see, you're not seeing a lot of big name games here. It's not used too much in the gaming world, at least not maybe a bit more in Europe. If you're a European developer that works for Cinema4D in the world of games, let me know in the comments down below. But a lot more would be used for a pre-rendering or cutscene. So I know Blizzard uses it, for example. And you can see it's got the full suite of kind of features that you would expect. Things like animation built in, texture painting, modeling, rendering, all the stuff that you would expect from a full suite DCC package for 3D. And that is essentially what Cinema4D is all about. It's not by no means the only product that Maxon makes. It's just the most famous. On top of that, they make Cineware, Cinebench, the benchmark software. You've probably heard of Cinebench if you've watched any PC game review scores and such. That's a commonly used one. And then Redshift. Now, Redshift was purchased earlier this year. It is a GPU accelerated biased renderer. So that is what they make. Now, the other side of this equation, the other part of the merger, is Red Giant. Now, Red Giant make a number of VFX, mostly plugins to programs like After Effects, Premiere, or Final Cut Pro. And these guys are for really common, actually, if you looked at the hit film video, these guys do a lot of the effects side of what you would see in a product like hit film. So we've got Trapcode Suite, their particle system tool. We've got Magic Bullet Suite, color correction tool. We've got Universe, a set of video transition and effects plugins for editors and motion graphic artists. We got VFX Suite, a set of plugins for keying, tracking, cleanup, and visual effects compositing right inside of After Effects. Audio, video, sync, and backup. Bringing your footage from set. Shooter Suite gives you the fastest, most accurate AV sync possible. So you can see they're very much in the post-process video world of things, whereas the other one is a 3D content creation tool. And so the two products will fit along pretty good together. Now, they both did press releases, but I'm only going to actually go through Maxon's, and I'm only going to go through about half of it. So we see here yesterday, I believe that was, yes, it was yesterday, Maxon, the developer of professional 3D software solutions, and Red Giant, creators of unique tools for editors, VFX, and motion designers, today cooperatively announced that the two companies have reached a definitive agreement to merge under the very flow-off-the-tongue and easy-to-pronounce entertainment division of Nemetschek Group. I think either of them, the Red Giant or Maxon, were both superior names, by the way, to Nemetschek Group, to better serve the post-production and content creation industry. This transaction is expected to close in January 2020, subject to regulatory approval and customary closing conditions. Maxon and Red Giant are already well known and established in the DCC industries and share synergies in philosophies and long-term goals. Both companies have earned a peerless reputation for quality and accessibility of products and uncompromising commitment to service and support of the artistic community. Each company's workforce features the industry expertise, organizational maturity, and executive experience needed to fully leverage this unique opportunity. Maxon, as you saw, known for that, and Red Giant, as we saw, known for the various different things we looked at right there. Interesting to see, Maxon has been around for a very long time, since 1986, whereas Red Giant is relatively young at a svelte 17/18 years old. You see it used by a number of different major companies, including probably most interesting on that list, Blizzard Entertainment. Combination of our companies is an exceptional fit of people, culture, and technology. We look forward to working together under a shared vision of how to design powerful and approachable software to serve creative artists around the world. Now, at the end of the day, I don't really know what's going to come of this. They're very they're not the same product, so you're not going to see any duplication here. It's actually kind of, really, it does remind me of Avid back in the 90s. It's the same kind of thing. It is two complementary products that work in the same sort of sphere coming together. I don't really see any negatives of this acquisition, and the one positive I definitely see is, once again, it does make something like Maxon harder for a company like Autodesk or Adobe to come along and devour them and really just destroy the product like so many products like Softimage were in the past. So that's definitely one of the upsides, I suppose. But yeah, that is the announcement. Nothing overwhelming by any means, but news enough. I decided to share it. Let me know, do you work with Maxon products or Red Giant products? Again, Red Giant is kind of out of my realm, and I've had my eyes on Cinema4D for years and years and years, but it was always kind of a weird product to me because there's no community for it here in North America. I'd be interested, again, if you are a European developer, is Cinema4D as popular as Max or Maya is over there, or is that just a perception that we have? Let me know, comments down below, and I will talk to you all later. Goodbye.